Hey, this is Trent Cotney, CEO of Cotney Attorneys and Consultants, and this is another industry update. It's all the legal, HR, and safety news you need to know in 5 minutes or less. So, biggest storyline right now is the continued increase in prices of construction materials and shortages on materials. We are doing a detailed soup to nuts webinar on everything that you need to know about it, how to deal with it legally, how to deal with it from a business standpoint, on April 29th. For more information on that, you can email me at tcotney@cotneycl.com or go to our social media on Facebook or LinkedIn to get a free registration. One of the things that I have not touched on in previous industry updates is the inclusion of a reasonable substitution clause within your contract. And what that says is that if a material is unavailable, that you are entitled to substitute it with something that is of like kind and quantity and value. Okay. What I'm going to do in our webinar is provide you with that actual contract provision along with some other contract provisions. So that is something great to include in your contracts, because if for some reason one component of a system or a material is unavailable, it does give you the opportunity to potentially go and find a reasonable and suitable alternative. Second thing I want to mention to you deals with OSHA. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about a COVID-19 emergency temporary standard. As of today's date, we still don't have one. And I think one of the reasons there has been a delay is because they are concerned about lawsuits. Right now, the CDC is kind of taking lead on it. Enforcing some of the standards as they change could potentially be problematic for the Department of Labor. So they are slow rolling that out. Okay, will we still see one? Probably in some form, but there's definitely some concern there about potential litigation arising out of that emergency temporary standard. Last thing I want to talk to you about is vaccines. Vaccines continue to be a hot button issue, and how to deal with that from a travel standpoint is becoming very interesting. Now, one of the things that we've clued into is that the CDC keeps updating its guidance. Okay, just recently, they said that the transmission of COVID-19 on surfaces is negligible, that generally soap and water can handle that kind of stuff. What we are going to see over the next few weeks as more data rolls out on the efficacy of the vaccines is a continued change with how the CDC deals with COVID-19. So what does this mean for you as an employer in construction? It means that you need to constantly keep monitoring these guidelines and update your HR and safety manuals to reflect what the new guidance is. Okay, the old guidance probably no longer works, so you need to make sure that you are constantly updating your guidance based on what the current CDC or your local or state regulations are. So as always, if you guys have additional questions for me, feel free to reach out. I gave you my email before, but you can also go to our website, cotneycl.com. I appreciate you guys, and stay tuned a couple weeks for another industry update. Thanks.